You too. What's up, man? It's your boy Ryan, man. I'm here again, coming back with another video. Just really wanted to put y'all on game, man. That's really what my videos be about. Just really putting y'all on game. You know, I don't think I know it all, but you know, each one teach one where I'm from. And you know, I had some other questions about what were the negotiations. What was the conversation like when it came to what you could keep, or what I could keep, or what I needed to get rid of. How were you going to adjust the prices of the things that I was keeping, and so on and so forth. And again, this video is for somebody that is thinking about going through bankruptcy, that has some questions about bankruptcy on the business side, and that's somewhat just afraid because they don't know what's going to happen. So man, just if you got a second, man, just kick it with me, and I'm gonna try to put you on game. Again, we negotiated on what trucks I was going to keep. We negotiated on what trucks I was going to get rid of, and we negotiated on the price of them, because I'll be honest, not doing my research, or better yet, doing the wrong thing. And I'm humble enough, and I'm humble enough to admit that I made a mistake when I bought some of these trucks. I bought them during COVID, and as we all know, during COVID, truck prices were through the roof. And honestly, nobody should have been buying a truck when COVID was around, because they were just they were essaying us, as they would say, if I had to filter what I really wanted to say. But you know, I did what I did. You know, my mind was focused on growing the business. You know what I'm saying? And I did grow the business, made a lot of money, and so forth. However, those trucks were very overpriced when I bought them. This one was overpriced when I bought it. I mean, I bought all of them around the same time. I was just focused on growing the business. However, when it came to the bankruptcy and just deciding what I was going to keep, you know, shout out to my lawyer, Harrison Penn, out here in Columbia, South Carolina. Hell of a guy, man. Very patient. I have to add that in there because, again, I was new to this. I had a lot of questions. I was very, you know, again, as a man, I was very afraid because I didn't know what the hell was going to happen. But again, you know, we negotiated the prices on these trucks, and what inevitably ended up happening was we were able to negotiate basically what the trucks were worth at this point in time for a retail price. So basically, if I was to go to a dealer or a lot and try to buy a truck, what would my truck be worth at that time? And that's what we renegotiated the truck prices to, on the two newer Cascadias that I kept. So you're talking about, I mean, I had one truck that was at $90,000. It's a 2019 Cascadia, newer style like this. It had, well, no, it's the same truck that has almost 800,000 on it, and I had a loan on it for 90,000. You know what I'm saying? But we ended up getting that truck down to 38.5. That's what it would retail for. You know, it probably would retail a little, you know, more or less somewhere here and there. But hey, you're negotiating. You can't make something mandatory when you're the one that needs help in bankruptcy. And so we pretty much just made the two trucks that I kept, we made them the same price, $38.5 for both of them. Again, this is a 3-year plan, and you know, again, we're talking about $2,400 a month between the two trucks, which is, considering what type of freight I haul, it's more than doable. Again, that was just a part of the negotiations with that point. Again, as far as the other things, the other vehicles that I had, business vehicles, I just chose to give them back. There's more than one way to skin a cat, and I just chose to take a different route. Again, which would cut my business overhead, and also would look more favorable to my creditors while doing this, or look more favorable to my judge. This is a side note, but believe it or not, politics are a real big thing. You know, what does it look like to some judges? What does it look like, you know, your business is in debt or you're in bankruptcy and you're wanting to hold on to a, you know, $100,000 vehicle? How do you really explain that? You can't. However, again, I don't attach myself to material things. Again, all this stuff is just an experience. I had a great experience with it, and you know, it's time to move on to somebody else for them to experience it. But again, those were what the negotiations were like, as far as the vehicles go. As far as the other debt that I had, we end up negotiating 13 cents on the dollar for what my other debt was, like my unsecured debt. So, you know, give or take, you know, let's just throw a number out there. Let's say your debt is $100,000 and you have one of the best attorneys in the world, and he's able to negotiate 13% on the dollar. That's going to be, correct me if my math is wrong, I think that's $13,000. So imagine you having a vehicle or an asset that is worth, or that is that you paid $100,000 for, and they get it down to $13,000, and you got to pay it over 3 years. I'd take that. And again, my debt was substantially more than that. But again, I mean, 13 cents on the dollar versus what I actually owed everybody, which was well over $500,000. Hey, I'm not complaining. Again, I'm very pleased with my outcome. And I mean, bankruptcy is not a thing that I look forward to doing every year or every 5 years, this, that, and the third. But if I ever got into a situation where I had to do it again, I would not hesitate. I would not. But again, I don't want to ramble too much, man. Again, this video was just telling you guys about the negotiations that me and my attorney, Harrison Penn, here in Columbia, South Carolina, that we work with other attorneys with, you know, again, with some of these banks that I had debt with. I had debt with the SBA. That turned out really great for me. I got a loan during COVID, and that's a crazy story that I have to say for another video. But again, man, like I said, just get informed. If you got any other questions, just leave them in the comments. Again, if you're still here, like, comment, share, send it to your people, man, and just always know I'm gonna put y'all on game, man. I ain't got nothing to hide. Again, and education comes before compensation. So guys, make sure y'all get educated and understand what y'all getting yourself into, and understand your ways out. All right? Well, holla, man. Be safe. Peace.